This is Trent Chapman, Short Sale Genius. How many times have you been doing a short sale and the bank comes back and says, our BPO is $500,000, your offer of $400,000 is no good. Now this is not a very uncommon occurrence in the real estate market we're facing right now. Banks now have the opinion that property is worth more because it's in their best interest to make you believe that they believe it's worth more. Now, when it comes down to it, the bank really knows the fair market value of the property. They know when they liquidate it that they're going to end up selling it as a foreclosure or an REO for 20 to 30% less than that BPO value. So their BPO value, they know is off. They know it's inaccurate. They know it's not the real number they expect to get. But why did they tell you, an agent, that our BPO came in at X, your offer at Y is no good? Well, it's obvious. The reason they do that is so they can have you go back to the buyer and ask for more money. Now, this is obviously going to benefit the bank in every transaction where they're asking you to go back and get more money. Now, a lot of times what happens is it backfires and the agent says, forget it, we're not doing a short sale because the bank's unreasonable on their evaluation of the property value. So how do you fight this? How do you argue with the bank to say, look, your value is way too high, here's the true market value. Now, you've probably tried sending in the comps or CMA to show them, look, at the fair market value really is in line with the offer. Now, this often doesn't work with the person you're negotiating with because, honestly, they don't have the power to say yes. All they can do is say, okay, but our internal value is this. We're not going to be able to change it. I'm sorry. Come up to this price, otherwise we'll foreclose. Now, that's just a common response you're going to get. So that doesn't mean that the deal is dead, the transaction's over. What it means is you now need to convey this to someone that has the authority to say yes. Now, this is, again, something that's difficult for a lot of people. They don't have the training or the understanding on how to get to the right person and share the right message so that they'll say yes to the terms that you're asking for. So in this case, if I know my market value is really $400,000 and I have an offer at $400,000 and I have good comps to support that value, what I will do is put that information on a spreadsheet, show them a chart of the depreciation of the market to show that this offer is in line with the market and with where it's heading. Now, once I've done this, I've got to give this to someone who has the authority within the bank to adjust their value for that property. So again, my negotiator who I'm dealing with, I'll give them the first chance to do it. And if they can't do it, they say, no, we're going to let it foreclose unless you come up with this price. Now I know I've got a denial or a reason that I can now go to someone of higher authority and portray these values to them. Now, when I'm going to that person of higher authority, I'm not going to make this whole long story about how horrible the bank is and how poorly that their agent or their employees are negotiating short sales. My focus of my message is simply on, here's the fair market value, your BPO is too high, based on these comps and based on the offers we received, this is the highest and best offer, and this is all you can expect to get. If this does foreclose, you can expect to net X amount of dollars versus a short sale, which will net you this much more. Now, obviously that's a different topic for a different day, but knowing the bank's numbers is important, so when you do get to someone of higher authority, you can clearly portray to them that you know that the short sale is a better deal than a foreclosure, and that by them using the higher BPO value that's incorrect, they're making a bad decision. Now, do they not know this? Of course they know this. That's why they get paid to do what they do in the higher positions. They understand the math, they understand that they're going off of high values, but it keeps their employees at the lower level asking for more money. So if this is the last straw and you do that and it doesn't work, the next best thing you need to do is I usually go on and pay half of the appraisal for the buyer to go ahead and order the appraisal. Now, some people are asking, well, why would you do that if you don't have an approval? Well, I'm going to be able to take the risk if I know that my fair market value is accurate. If I know the bank's going off an incorrect value, I'm going to go ahead and go to the expense of paying for half of the appraisal and ask the buyer to go ahead and order their appraisal through their lender so that we can submit that appraisal to the bank to show them, look, the buyer's already gone ahead and tried to get their loan. This is the highest amount that they'll appraise for, therefore they cannot get financing above this price. And this is usually the last ditch effort I give to try and compete with them and showing them, hey, look, our value is more accurate than your value. And an appraisal by an appraiser who hopefully is approved by that lender is something that will actually hold more weight with them. And it'll make it so that when you do present that appraisal, they can do appraisal review internally and hopefully see that, yes, your appraisal is more accurate than the BPO agent's opinion of value. Now, this strategy is, like I said, a last-ditch effort. I only have to do this on maybe 1 out of every 10 or 20 transactions. Most transactions I'm able to fight the value by showing a good CMA and showing good comps and actually making it very clear to them that because of the market trend and the downward market trend that we're in, that this is still a better value than their value that they have because of their BPO agent, who obviously is giving a high value to hopefully get an REO listing. Now, you also hear If you talk to BPO agents, or if you are a BPO agent, you may have heard that sometimes the banks will actually come back to the BPO agent and say, look, your BPO value is too low, we want you to adjust it and come back with a higher BPO value. Now this may be surprising to some people, but it's not to me. The bank is simply playing a game, and by telling you that their BPO is higher than what the fair market value is, they're going to always get the agents to come back with more money or offer to have the buyer increase their offer or reduce the commissions. So this is just a game the banks use to get more money. Now, if you'd like to get more information on some other of the strategies and tactics that we use to overcome the banks' games that they play, go ahead and click on the next button down below and continue on to the next video.